What's up, guys? Ricky here with another review on the Crysis 2 Nanosuit 2 from Neca Toys. So I've seen this figure a long time ago in action figure photography when I was doing a lot of photography stuff back in the day. I saw this figure a lot and thought it was pretty cool looking. And yeah, saw it at Vintage Stock for, oh man, it's been there for at least a year, it seems like, or so. Actually, look at that. 22. So it's been there for almost, oh my gosh, it's been there for at least 2 years, a little over 2 years. Pretty crazy. For 60 bucks, always saw it and was like, that's pretty cool, but I don't want to spend 60 bucks. And I walked in there this evening, and they had it marked down to $14.97. So I thought, well, I will buy it. So there it is. So it's a nice little packaging here, very minimal. You have cool artwork on the side here. And then you have the back, and it breaks down the suit a little bit. 28 points of articulation, that's good, so a lot of articulation. Okay, so if you want to read the back, you can pause it now. Okay, and the other side is just open. Cool, so let's open this up, see what we're looking at. Okay, here he is out of the package. And looking pretty good. So one thing, the articulation on this is very, very interesting. When we get in the articulation, I'll talk to you about it. But yeah, overall, it's not bad. So the texture and details are really good. They look nice. They did like some type of metallic paint over the top of it. Or it could be built into plastic, but it's got a little shimmering tone to it. And it looks like they hand painted silver over the top. So it looks like the base is actually that kind of grayish color, and then they painted silver over the top. That looks pretty good. No washes or anything like that, but doesn't necessarily need it. I think it all looks pretty good. Great tones. And you have a little bit of yellows there. And then the helmet. And the helmet, they did a good job at kind of painting it, making it looking like that it's clear and translucent, which is pretty cool. I like the way they did that. But yeah, looking good. The gun is the same type of tone as his, you know, the main color on the armor. Just really basic, just a metallic plastic. But overall, not bad. So let's get into the articulation real quick. Okay, so here we go. So we got the head, looks up about that far, so not too far. Looks down about that far. You do have rotation, you do have a little bit of head tilt. Then the arms go up almost 90 degrees. You have bicep swivel, you have rotation, you have single jointed elbows, but they still go to 90 degrees, which isn't bad. Then you have wrist articulation, which is good. And you have this really interesting joint here where it's actually bows forward, which is really interesting. Have not seen anything like that before. I guess just to get him to be able to hold the weapon, but it does look kind of wild looking to bring it out that far. Then you have ab joint, so it looks like it goes back about that far, so not too far. Goes forward about this far, not too far. Then you have rotation and a little bit of tilt, but not much. Legs go up almost 90 degrees. You do have the ability to make him kind of do the splits, not really. Then you have a thigh swivel. You have double jointed knees, which is great. Then you have toe articulation, and you have ankle articulation, but you also have this interesting joint here that's a full rotation. So instead of a ball joint like they do now, where it's like a full rotation here at the ball joint, it's just here, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, this is, I think, an older figure, so it kind of makes sense. But so the articulation's not bad. It just has a few weird joints, but you can still get into some pretty decent positions. Okay, here's a quick little size comparison. So here in the middle, obviously we have the Nanosuit. To the right, we have Marvel Select Wolverine. To the far right, we have McFarlane figures. That's the Redeemer. To the left of the figure, we have Marvel Legends Venom Pool. And then to the far left, we have the NECA Kratos God of War figure. So as you can tell, it's shorter than all of those. So yes, you can see it's a little bit shorter, even than the other NECA figure, the God of War one. So, which this might be pretty true to size. It's hard to say. But let's see. So we have it standing at So it's standing at roughly 7 inches tall, which puts it at around 18 centimeters. So, but overall, I think it fits in fine with your 7-inch scale. And it does go a little bit on the shorter side, so you could probably get it even in your 6-inch scale and just be a little bit of a bigger figure. But overall, I think it fits in just fine. Okay, final thoughts on the Crysis Nanosuit 2 figure from Neca Toys. I think it's pretty decent. For $14.97, it's amazing. For $60, I definitely wouldn't have spent $60 on it. But the detail's great. Paint application is fine. I think it does its job really well. And the articulation, like I said, is a little interesting, but it's still articulated enough where you can get it into some decent poses. The only thing I wish is the ab crunch was a little bit more dynamic. That would be a little bit easier to get him in some really cool poses. But overall, not a bad figure. Like I said, especially for, you know, $14.97. So very cool. So yeah, great. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll keep bringing customizations, reviews, reveals, etc. to you all. And in the meantime, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all next video. Thank you.